It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll be watching Terry McLaurin, who's closing in on 1,000 yards receiving on the year. It's the Orbits and the Aviators just ahead on EA Sports.
Welcome in, everyone, to this presentation of the National Football League on EA Sports. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, glad to have you in the booth with us here on EA Sports. Greg, this is one of those intriguing matchups because we got a couple of quarterbacks, that most important position, trying to bounce back after seasons where injury derailed their hopes for a good campaign.
And it's just so difficult when you look back on each of these teams' prior season just last year. It's hard to separate how much of their up and down, how much of their struggles was because of the injuries at the quarterback positions, whether they were in the game or just battling through on game day, or was it the rest of the roster? Well, I think with both of these quarterbacks now being healthy and back to looking like their old selves, we're going to get a lot better idea of just how good the rest of these rosters are now that their two quarterbacks are back on the field.
We are ready, and so is Brandon Aubrey to kick this one off. And off we go here on EA Sports. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. Led by their man at quarterback out of the University of Florida, it's Anthony Richardson.
If his preparation for this game is any indication of how he's going to perform today, Mike, they're going to be hard to beat. He played really well last week, but when we talked to his coaches, they told us, they're like, he has lived here all week. He has taken his level of play even up another notch. And if he can continue to operate this system, continue to get all of his weapons involved, this leadership, this ability to lead by example, it's going to rub off on the rest of this offense. I think they're going to have a good chance of changing from last week's loss to coming away today with a victory.
That one underneath to Mitchell. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
That's already 2 catches for this guy, and we haven't even seen him hand the ball to him yet, and that's really what these running backs have become in the league. They're really just all-around weapons, and if the ground game's not working, you can go to the air, and vice versa. The more times this guy touches the ball, the better it is for this offense.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll run it for the first time with Elijah Mitchell. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Here's a 3rd and 10. Out of shotgun, Richardson. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
Well, Mike, the other day we heard how the offensive coordinator wanted to start fast offensively, but here so far, it's been the pass rush and the defense who's gotten out to the quick start.
That is fielded at the 20. And how about that? Nice return there, picking his way up past the 35-yard line. This crowd ready in anticipation, their offense taking the field for the first time. And they're led by the #1 overall pick in 2021, national champion at LSU, it's Joe Burrow.
A lot of things jump off the tape when you watch last week, Mike, but it was really just the overall execution of the game plan that stuck out the most. I mean, not only did he get them in the end zone a handful of times, he protected the ball, and he routinely exploited the weaknesses that they found during the week on film. He's going to be looking to do the same thing over these next 4 quarters. And if he's successful, they're going to have a shot to leave here with another win.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Terry McLaurin, the intended target on that one. And 3rd down coming up. Working out of the gun, Burrow. And he will slide to a halt, but he does have the first down. A big one there on 3rd down, good for 26 yards.
You certainly can't fault the secondary here. The coverage was almost too good downfield on third down. The quarterback realized quickly there was nowhere for him to go with the ball, decides to become a runner. He's able to pick up the first down and some.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. A run up the middle with Cook. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for second down and 4. Burrow. He'll complete this one to Rashad Bateman.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion.
And he's in. Isaiah Likely. Touchdown Orbits. That's his 8th touchdown of the season.
And that was just a great drive. Really from start to finish, Mike, you could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm. Mix in run, mix in pass. Results in the touchdown pass, but really everything they did, the entire possession worked to perfection. When you can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns, man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. Ball rests at the 37. It's first and 10. From the gun, Richardson. In trouble, and down he goes. After missing a lot of his rookie season, Anthony Richardson is in some discomfort. Athletic training staff's going to take a look, but this is a problem late in the season. On second down, a run with Mitchell. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with third down. Now Tannehill. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And that's a veteran quarterback doing what veterans do. Don't take the extra hit. Got the first down, get down. The drive continues. Taking advantage of the room to run, a gain of 19 on the scramble.
Great job there making something out of nothing. He's able to break the pocket, get downfield, get the first down, and get down for good measure. That's really well done by this quarterback.
Here's Tannehill. That's to the rookie's second-round pick, Ben Sinnott. Give him 15 more on that one. They are on the move. It's a first down. Tannehill. This one complete to Higgins. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Here's second and 2. Throwing Tannehill. He completes this one to Mechie. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4. A give to Mitchell. And he's into the end zone. Elijah Mitchell. Touchdown, Aviators.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. This returnable from the 4. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Orbits offense and Joe Burrow set to take over again. He had the touchdown pass earlier, adding to his season total. You get a look at the NFL leaders in touchdown passes to this point this season. They'll start on the ground with Cook. And he'll bring this to about the 25. John Franklin Myers there on the stop. 2nd down and 8. Burrow. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
And it's 4th down, so here comes Riley Dixon to punt, as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Mechie, the man in motion. On the give, it's Mitchell. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They'll go again with Mitchell. And they'll stop it. At least it's an improvement over the last play. They're not losing yardage, but it didn't gain any here. And now it's going to be 3rd down. Back to throw is Tannehill. He'll try and get there on the ground.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short game.
Here's Ryan Wright now. He's on for the 2nd time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. That's going to be out of bounds. Well judged and spotted right at the 10-yard line. The Orbits offense back onto the field as you take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And things starting to take shape here. 3 weeks left of the regular season. Teams making that final push for postseason berths. That's taken in. It's James Cook. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Burrow now. That one is brought in by Terry McLaurin. And he's going to have this one up near the 28.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. I think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. Pair of 7s on the scoreboard. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Burrow to throw. And a good there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Linebackers in general have the reputation of being very instinctive players, and I think we saw it there on that last pass breakup. The ability to diagnose and read the play almost before it even starts. It allows them to be in the right spot at the right time and allows them to make the play.
They had the right play call. The screen goes for 15 and a first down.
Well, a little unconventional play call here. You don't traditionally see the screen game used on third down at these shorter down and distances. But in this case, they catch the defense off guard, they timed it up well, and the back is able to convert and pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, Burrow. That's caught downfield. McLaurin brings it in. Not just a first down, but reception number 70 on the season. Here's Burrow. That's complete to Jeremy Ruckert. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. 2nd and a yard. On 2nd down, Cook. The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple. Good drive to this point. Now can you convert on 3rd and 3? Back to throw, Burrow. He'll try to run for it. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a first down.
Great job here by the quarterback on 3rd and short, knowing that if nothing's there downfield, he can pick this up with his legs. And not only is he able to pick up the first down, he gets a whole lot more than that.
This has been some kind of march downfield. Now, can they pay it off with 6? It's 1st and goal. Now, Burrow. He's got his big tight end. Isaiah Likely. Touchdown, Orbits. That is 2nd touchdown of the game. He's up to 9 now on the year. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer, because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. This one taken at the 7. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Aviators offense ready to take over once more. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. Tight end going in motion here. To throw is Tannehill. That's a short one caught by Sinnott. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They put Wilson in motion. A run here with Mitchell. And he'll get the first down there, a pickup of about 5 yards. Another run here with Mitchell. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Now, faking the give. Off he goes. And that's a veteran quarterback doing what veterans do. Don't take the extra hit. Got the first down, get down. The drive continues. On the handoff, here comes Mitchell. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Well, there's not a whole lot of fancy going on here, Mike. This is just kind of old school, line up and run smash mouth football. It's exactly what they did, but it still ends up in a big gain, and he picks up the first down.
They put Wilson in motion. On the handoff, it's Mitchell heading right. He'll work forward for a couple. Asante Samuel up from the corner spot to make the stop. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Give up the middle for Mitchell. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
Tannehill to throw. They'll set up the screen to Gainwell. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. Here is Graham Gano to try the field goal. This one from just under 50 yards. Gano's kick is good. The Aviators are back within 4 at 14-10.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Orbits offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. To throw is Burrow. A throw on the move is caught. And they're going to mark him down up past the 35. So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. To the middle, he's got McLaurin. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. Burrow here on 2nd down. To the tight end, Likely. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
Here's a 2nd and 9. Working out of the gun, Burrow. On target, got it to McLaurin. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. He'll try and run here with Cook.
That's a heck of a stop by this defense early in this game, Mike, and it sets up a decision for the offense. You might be a little too far away to attempt a realistic field goal, but you might be a little too close to get anything out of the punt unit. I think I'm keeping the offense on. I'm trying to extend this drive, and I'm being aggressive here early.
A field goal, no gimme from this distance. They'll go on 4th down. Throwing is Burrow. He finds his receiver. That's Bateman. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the 2nd quarter.
He keeps it himself.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
They face 2nd down and 7. Now, Burrow. He'll take off again. And he's going to slide to a stop and avoid the contact. But since he started there, he's still shy of the 1st down. Play action now. It's Burrow. There he goes again. He is in. Joe Burrow. Touchdown, Orbits. That is a heartbreaker for the defense. They took away what he wanted to do in the air, Greg, but that scrambling ability gets him to the end zone for the touchdown.
And the reason he was able to take advantage with his legs here, Mike, is he made a fast decision realizing there was nowhere to go with the ball. The amount of guys the defense had in coverage took those passes away. He tucked the ball down, took advantage of the space, and he was able to take it all the way.
Very little time remaining in this 1st half as this kick is away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And a strong 1st down run, a pickup of 9, setting up 2nd and short. Now Tannehill. Pass right side, and Higgins has the catch. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a 1st down. Throwing, Tannehill. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this 1st half of play. So we've reached halftime here in this 11-point game. And we'll send you about a mile north of here to our studios in the Creative Village. Standing by, the coach with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll start out west in the capital city of Sacramento, California, where you see the final score there. Devin Singletary. What a game. 3 touchdown runs in the victory. We saw a strong 1st half out of the quarterback, Joe Burrow. He threw 2 touchdown passes, ran for another, as his guys have the lead at halftime. These 2 teams ready for the 2nd half, and so are we. So let's get you back out to Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Coach, 2nd half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. Here comes a return from the 3. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. We'll take you back to earlier and some highlights in this one. He had success throwing it, but also success running it, including that rushing touchdown. He has been the unquestioned leader of this offense on the field today. On 1st down, Burrow. And this will be incomplete.
And up until this point, this has been an incredibly efficient game from this quarterback. I mean, it's hard to think. Here we are in the 2nd half, and that's only his 2nd incomplete pass. So finally, the defense is able to do something to disrupt his timing and finally try to get him out of this groove.
And he's going to slide to a stop and avoid the contact. But since he started there, he's still shy of the 1st down. Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. That one is caught by the rookie from Oregon. That catch number 40 on the season for him.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Cook. And he'll get forward for about a yard. Roquan Smith there to bring him down. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground with Cook. That's a short pickup to about the 47. Roquan Smith there to bring him down. 3rd down and 9. Burrow now. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And Burrow not going to take any chances. Slides to a stop after picking up the 1st down.
This is an element to his game that we don't necessarily spend a lot of time talking about. He's not known as a traditional runner at the quarterback position. But when he has some space like he had here, he is more than capable of not only converting 1st downs, but picking up big chunk plays.
Now a 2nd down throw for Burrow. Open man is Bateman. He's got him. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line.
Now, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
Now Burrow on the bootleg. Now he'll run.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
2nd down, Burrow. He finds Likely, his tight end. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. To throw is Burrow.
That's a great job defensively. Even though they let him escape the rush initially, there was nowhere to go with either their ball or as a runner, and they're able to force 4th down.
On for the field goal now, it's Brandon Aubrey. This, about as short as you can get. Aubrey's kick is good. And the Orbits are going to open up a 2-touchdown lead, 24-10. Back out is Brandon Aubrey. He had the field goal a moment ago, and now he'll send this one away. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Aviators offense and Elijah Mitchell getting ready for their next possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. He's able to get away for one man, but those reinforcements, they got there quick. Take him down behind the line.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
And a nice run there as he surges forward, a gain of 8, and sets up 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Mitchell. The Aviators readying for the punt. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The home team's offense headed back to take over once more. As we look back at some of the highlights in this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
Catch number 7 so far in this one, and a first down. A run out of the gun with Cook. And he did not want to go down. Good running. Manages to gain 5. Once again, it's Cook. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
Well, after not having much success in the first half, they're able to get something going on the ground here to start the third quarter. I'd love to see the play caller mix in some play action, mix in some pass game. That should open up some of these holes for better situations to run the ball.
Play clock has expired. They're not going to get this one off on top. Here's Cook trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard.
Number one rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
They come to the line needing 11 here on third down. Burrow. And he does a nice job to avoid the initial wave. They're going to get him down behind the line.
This is where the playmaking ability almost can be a detriment to a running quarterback. They have such confidence in their ability to keep plays alive with their legs that sometimes they hold it just a little bit too long, thinking they can make the next big play. And good job by the defenders tracking him down and took him down for a loss.
The Aviators offense ready for this next possession. They'll start out first down and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Mitchell. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down. On play action, he'll set up to throw. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the third sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
This pressure is relentless. They get him again. So, 3 quarters now in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Punting time for the Aviators, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This returnable from inside his own 40. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with a way to keep them contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
The throw on the run is complete. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the fourth quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
Second down and 3. Burrow to throw. Looking middle there, but it's incomplete. James Cook, the intended target. And now it's going to be third down. Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. Coming open, that's the tight end likely. His 8th reception of the game, and good for a first down.
That might end up being the backbreaker right now. This defense desperately needed to get off the field and give their offense a chance to cut into this 2-score lead. But instead, they now got to defend a fresh set of downs. And as you look up at this clock, they might be running out of time.
Off the RPO, this one to McLaurin. And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain. On third down, they go with Cook. On for the field goal now, it's Brandon Aubrey. This from extra point range, a 33-yard field goal attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Orbits will extend their lead. Back out is Brandon Aubrey. He had the field goal a moment ago, and now he'll send this one away. A safe kick taken at the 5. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Aviators offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend. So give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
T. Higgins, the intended receiver on that one. Third down coming up. Here's Tannehill. And this ball incomplete on third down.
And that's what you call a wasted series. They come out here and they decide we're just going to air it out. First, second, third down. All 3 incompletions, and now it brings up fourth down. And barring some crazy decision here to keep your offense on the field, you're going to find yourself right back on the sideline. You find yourself down big. It's the fourth quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
Here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. This one complete to Bateman. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
Big-time completion right there, and this isn't just a spot where they're trying to run the game out here in the 4th quarter. They were not only trying to pick up points, but they're trying to get in the end zone and extend this lead. So really nice job here late. We'll see if they can put this one out of reach.
And he's going to go backwards, taken down at the 6.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. That's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
Hard running close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him just short. Looking for that final yard. It's 3rd and goal. Now, Burrow. Good blocking, and he's in. Joe Burrow. Touchdown, Orbits. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
On for the PAT is Aubrey. It's up and through. And the Orbits will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. This will be returned from the 6. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. And there is still a lot to play for. Every game is critical. Teams fighting to claim one of the 7 playoff spots that are up for. Catch made right side by Wilson. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. Tannehill. That's a short one caught by Sinnott. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
See the rookie tight end Ben Sinnott there on the 1st down completion, and Mike, he's kind of a throwback in the sense that he can do pretty much everything. He's got good, strong hands. He's a tough blocker. He's elusive with the ball in his hands as a runner, and he can make you miss in space. I mean, at Kansas State last year, he led the team in both receiving yards and touchdowns.
To throw is Tannehill. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Back to throw is Tannehill. He'll run again.
These are the plays that just drive the defensive coordinator crazy, Mike. You do everything right, but you don't account for the quarterback scrambling. He's able to get out of the pocket and gain enough for a 1st down.
Tannehill to throw. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. His 50th reception on the season, and he's got a 1st down to go with it. Catch left side is made by Higgins.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield, so that quarterback has to make...
And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Aviators. Touchdown here in the 4th quarter, Greg. They have a big mountain to climb, but at least they're technically still alive in this one.
And now, Mike, we're going to see them line up to go for two. They're going to see if they can get this lead down to 16 points and still give them a chance.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
So they decide to put the ball in the air, which I don't mind on this two-point try, but the execution was just a little bit off, and it's not going to work out in their favor this time around.
Down 3 scores, and it's late. They're going to need a few bounces to go their way. They'll start right here trying to get an onside kick.
Late in the game, this is where you see teams really start taking some chances. And boy, this was a big one, but it's not going to work out.
The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And you get a look at the numbers, they don't even tell the whole story. This has been a tremendous performance to this point. Here's a handoff to Cook. And he'll only get down to around the 42. Burrow here on second down. And he'll get this forward for positive yardage as he covers up in the end. Here's 3rd and 7. Working out of the gun, Burrow. He'll find his running back, Cook. A gain of 17 yards. And that will be a first down. So just under 2 minutes here in this one. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. So they come to the line for first down and 10. They'll run straight ahead with Cook. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. 2nd and 7. They run out of the gun. It's Cook. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. Nice job there defensively to keep him in front of the marker. It's going to bring up 4th down.
We see teams more and more throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, really for 2 reasons. 1, they're confident that they can pick up the first down with yards after the catch. 2, teams' willingness to go for it on 4th down is at an all-time high.
So the fans gonna head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. They're able to bounce back after a difficult loss a week ago, respond with a much better overall performance, and it culminates in a victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.